Today, we're covering the case of a brilliant young woman, a heinous crime, and a relentless pursuit of answers that has, very recently, culminated in a significant arrest. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Hello, I'm Holly.
And I'm Pearl. And then behind us is the thunder.
The thunder. It's getting a little stormy outside, so if you hear any sensory sounds, it's brought to you by nature.
Right. Brought to you by Louisiana weather.
Yes. It's been kind of yucky here lately. I know we talk about the weather sometimes, but you just can't help not talk about it. It went from being heat index of 105 today to now it's about to storm. So it's gross.
Yep. And it's been raining a lot this week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which makes it even worse because of the steam and the extra mugginess to the humidity. So when you walk outside at 6 o'clock in the morning, it smacks you right in the face.
Yeah, definitely when you go from air to the outside, it's oof.
Yeah.
I had to get gas this morning and got out of the car, and immediately I can't see because my glasses get fogged up.
My sunglasses do that. I went to pop them on this morning. I was like, nope, I can't see anything.
Yep. So I had to take them off and leave them on my dashboard. I'm like, clear up, buddies, because I'm going to need you.
Right. I need to drive.
So what state are we going into today?
We are going into the G to the E to the O, Argia, Georgia.
Argia.
Yeah.
I was like, is she going to spell the whole thing or
Nope.
is she going to?
The Argia.
The Argia.
Yeah, we're heading to Georgia. And this is another one of those sad ones. And it kind of reminds me a little of your case last week on Thursday.
Okay.
So you'll see some similarities a little bit in there. So you'll be like, oh, okay, that's kind of like mine last week. But this is the brutal murder of University of Georgia law student Tara Louise Baker.
All right.
Yeah. So this case has cast a long shadow over Athens, Georgia for over 2 decades. Born on January 20th, 1977 in East Point, Georgia, Tara was a beacon of kindness, inclusivity, and an unwavering champion for social justice. So she's always, just been that person who was fair and just with everybody. So it was only natural for her to go into law.
Yeah.
She graduated cum laude from Georgia College in Milledgeville, Georgia in 1998 with 2 bachelor's degrees. And by 2001, she was a first-year law student at University of Georgia, poised to make a real difference in the world. Friends and classmates remember her as someone who effortlessly brought people together, ensuring that no one felt excluded, especially in academic settings. She was known for her academic prowess, yes, but equally for her empathetic spirit and her belief in fighting for the less fortunate.
And what's really sad is I find and I get it. When somebody dies, you just want to say all the nice things about them. But it also is crazy how many people that could have really made a big difference end up being victims of crimes.
As one person described her, she believed in the application of the law. She believed in fighting for people that were less fortunate or who society might consider to be underdogs. But Tara's bright future was tragically cut short. On January 19th, 2001, just a day before her 24th birthday, Athens Clark County firefighters responded to a blaze at her rented home on Fawn Drive. So kind of like your case, because
Day before the birthday.
day before the birthday.
You know what else, though? Chandra May, her body was found day before her birthday.
That's so insane.
Yeah, lots of days before your birthday.
So what they discovered there would shake the community to its core. The scene was unsettling from the start. The front door of Tara's apartment was deadbolted. So it was locked from the inside, but it was on fire. So deadbolted from the inside. All 4 burners on the kitchen stove were turned to high. So
what the heck?
Gas stove. And like her 2 roommates were out of town. So it was just Tara there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Firefighters had to force entry into her house and then also force entry into her locked bedroom and adjoining bathroom, where they found her on the floor. Her mattress and pillow were like engulfed in flames and everything, and she was on the floor, badly burned.
Oh, wow. So, okay. The whole place was on fire.
The whole place was on
by
fire.
the time they got there. Okay, I was just like thinking to myself, maybe the front was on fire. Her room wasn't quite on fire yet, but then they found a separate fire in her room. Okay,
the whole place was like engulfed already.
I am now caught up.
Yep.
Sorry.
A civilian casualty report would later indicate that Tara was incapacitated prior to ignition and had sustained injuries to multiple parts of her body. The investigation quickly determined that the fire was intentionally set, an act of arson designed to conceal a far more sinister crime. Tara Baker had been brutally murdered.
Did they state how the person left?
No, but we're
with all that stuff being locked.
Yeah, with all the stuff being locked, they really don't know like how. But I'm gonna kind of go through a timeline of events leading up to and following the discovery. So let's start on January 18th, 2001. At approximately 7:30 p.m., Tara is last seen alive by a friend at the UGA Law School library. So that friend leaves. Tara's still at the library. So at approximately 9:46 p.m., Tara calls the same friend from the library to ensure that they arrived home safely. Like, she was always looking out for her friends. She was just like, hey, did you make it home safely? I'm still at the library. So she had planned on leaving the library around 10 p.m. So this was the last known contact with Tara. So somewhere between 9:45 p.m. on January 18th and 11:30 a.m. on January 19th, this was the period during which Tara Baker was killed and fire was set to her house.
Okay.
On the 19th, the Athens County firefighters discovered Tara's body while responding to a fire at her apartment, like I said. It was determined to be arson. The investigators had confirmed that she was brutally murdered, and this was before, everything was set on fire. So then, of course, an immediate homicide investigation begins. Authorities, for strategic reasons, largely withheld details surrounding Baker's death, including the manner of her murder. However, early reports indicated that she was savagely attacked, enduring a fierce struggle. So she was fighting back. They told her father, she put up one heck of a fight. The killer had used different types of weapons. They didn't know because everything was burned so badly.
Right.
Evidence was destroyed, so they really couldn't tell what was used, but she put up a fight. So police questioned a few people. These were some leads that they had. So immediately, Tara's boyfriend.
Of course.
Yeah. So
First guy.
He passed a polygraph. He also had a corroborated alibi. So he was good. He was ruled out. Then there was a quote unquote creepy law student in her study group, but they didn't find any incriminating evidence on him.
I'm like, who turned over the creepy law student?
They were like, well, there's this one creepy law student. Maybe you should ask him some questions.
Check on this guy. He looks like a weirdo.
They also questioned a black male, which was seen at her driveway around 7 a.m. on the day of the fire. He was also like a known local criminal, but that lead went cold.
Well, at least they had a reason other than just he looked creepy.
Right. He wasn't, yeah, he wasn't the creepy one.
he, he was a previously, convicted of other
Right.
things. So, okay.
They also questioned a married white man Tara had previously worked with who allegedly made romantic overtures toward her.
And he's guilty.
And left town, right, left town shortly after her death, and he was never located or questioned. They had questioned some people around, that knew him.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
That's sus.
So the lack of witness, physical evidence, like this hampered the whole case. The crime scene completely contaminated from firefighters, water, making fingerprint collection difficult. Hair was found, but it was determined to be Tara's. The condition of her body made it difficult to collect trace evidence like skin under her nails and things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of burned away everything they could have used.
Right.
And then what wasn't burned away got washed away.
Got washed away because of all that. Because by the time they got in there and like were putting it out and found her, like everything was drenched.
Yeah.
Already.
And it's so unfortunate because they have no other choice. I mean, this is the only way to get it all done and
right,
get her out of there. And they've yeah. Ugh.
And the burners on the stove were on, so it was just feeding more flames in there. So in May of 2003, Tara Louise Baker is, help me with this word, Pearl. What is this word?
Well, some people will say posthumously.
Okay.
Other people say it just like it's spelled. Some will say posthumously. And I don't think that that's the correct way. So posthumously is the way I would pronounce that.
Right. There's the pronunciation of the day. That word awarded her a law degree from UGA School of Law. So she did get a law degree from the School of Law even after she had passed away. So her case runs cold for over 2 decades. It just sat there, nothing. So on March 3rd of 2022, a man named Edric Lamont Faust is arrested for simple battery, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass. And then he pled guilty in November of 2022 to those charges. So he was in jail. Faust had a numerous prior arrests and convictions for various offenses, including aggravated assault less than a month after Tara's murder, for which he pleaded guilty to cutting someone's neck.
Ooh.
He was also incarcerated between August of 1997 and July of 1999, and again between May of 2001 and May of 2003. So he's been in and out of it. Trouble. He's in the area. So
is he just in the area, or is he just like do they have a way to connect him to her specifically?
Well, I'm gonna.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, that's where I'm going with.
Okay.
So I was like, let me sneak into it. So September of 2023, the GBI Cold Case Unit partners with the Athens Clarke County Police Department to conduct a comprehensive review and analysis of the ongoing investigation into Tara's death. So in May 9th of 2024, they had a significant breakthrough. Edric Lamont Faust, 48 of Athens, is arrested and charged with multiple crimes related to Tara's death, which I'll go into shortly, like all the stuff that he did.
Okay.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation held a press conference revealing details about Faust's arrest, crediting biological evidence and DNA science combined with collaborative investigative work. GBI Director Chris Hosey states, no connection was discovered between the victim and the suspect. So they had no common friends or acquaintances or anything like that. But the stuff that they did collect and the DNA that they did collect at the time of her, when they found her, it did match his DNA.
Okay.
So
it's like a crime of opportunity, just like something off the cuff, huh?
it was kind of like the
guy looking for unlocked doors.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much. She came home from the library, so he could have just followed her in.
Right.
They still never said how he got out, if it was through a window or some other door that was
or the
unlocked.
wall.
Right, or the wall.
Sorry.
The arrest of Edric Lamont Faust marks a monumental turning point in this decade-old case. Like, they didn't think that they were going to find anybody. They had pretty much not given up, but it was a case where you're like, okay, well, we don't have anything. We don't have anything. This guy gets arrested. And of course, you know, they're going to run DNA and all that stuff.
I'm so glad they started doing that.
Same. And then all of a sudden it pops up and you're like, oh, so this guy here, it's a match.
Mm-hmm.
So GBI Director Chris Hosey and Athens Clarke County Police Chief Jerry Salters, who was an officer at the crime scene back in 2001, both expressed profound relief and pride. Chief Salters reflected, "For many years, I have hoped the Baker family would find justice for the loss of Tara. Knowing that the evidence collected at the time contributed to the arrest today gives me a tremendous sense of pride in all the officers who worked on this case for over the years." The breakthrough highlights the power of modern forensic science and the tireless dedication of cold case investigators. So while details about how biological evidence and DNA led directly to Faust are still under wraps, so this is still something that's ongoing. So this it was just last year that this arrest happened. So it's clear that the advancements in DNA technology combined with a fresh look at the original evidence were critical. This is a significant detail as earlier theories based on circumstantial evidence and anonymous sources had suggested Tara knew her killer due to the lack of forced entry, the savage nature of the attack, often indicative with an emotionally charged crime. That's what you think of, like she knew the person or something like that because of how it happened, but there was nothing
connection
that connected them together. However, with the arrest of Faust, who has a documented history of violent crime, the motive remains the key question to be answered as the legal process unfolds. So this brings us to the Coleman-Baker Act, which was passed. It was a new cold case unit that they started. The GBI cold case unit created in July of 2023. And it's really weird because Tara's case was the first one solved.
Mm-hmm.
So her family and this other family had started it, and her case was the one that was solved first. Podcast host Cameron J. Harrelson, who covered Tara's story extensively on his Classic City Crime podcast, worked with the Baker and Coleman families to advocate for this legislation. Harrelson told CNN, "I could have not thought of a better way to honor Tara Baker's life and legacy, a legacy of fighting for justice and believing in the law, than for this bill to have not only been named after her, but to have brought about justice for her." For Tara's family, the arrest was a source of complex emotions. So, I mean, it's like 23 years later, and then all of a sudden this arrest happens and you're grieving like day one, pretty
Again,
much.
Yeah. It's like reopening that wound. And not that it was ever actually closed.
Right. But you're still like, it's still a powerful feeling that you have. And, you know, even though there is an arrest of a person, you still want to know why and how. Like, it's always there. So the charges that were brought against Edric Lamont Faust are very severe: murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, concealing a death, arson, possession of a knife during a felony, tampering with evidence, and aggravated sodomy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He remains in the Clarke County Jail without bond. as this case moved through the court, more details will emerge, and, I'll continue to follow it closely for any updates. But for now, we're going to hold Tara Louise Baker in our thoughts, remembering her spirit and her dedication to justice and the profound impact she had on those around her. I had deep sympathy for her family, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're getting some answers, but they still need the rest of the puzzle put together. But if anybody has any information about the case, they can submit a tip to the GBI by calling 1-800-597-4877, or you can go online at gbi.georgia.gov/submit-tips-online, or by downloading the See Something, Send Something mobile app, which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But, I mean, this case hopefully will come to trial soon, and we'll find out some updates on it. So I'll definitely be doing one of those.
Yay!
But
update.
Yeah. But it's and it's a case that
it's one that'll stick with you.
Right. It'll stick with me, but they actually found somebody, and that's good, because I've done cases where we don't know what's going on and all that stuff. So,
and what's crazy is just the whole zero connection.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw you, and I'm going to take advantage of this moment.
Right.
To
be so brutal about it and all the things, and then try to cover up by arson.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. But he has a past, and there's DNA match. So we'll see where it unfolds, and we'll keep everybody updated.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it comes out, for sure.
I did the little ding for the alerts.
Yeah. Fun times. Yes. Now I'm not the only one with alert dings.
With alert dings, yep.
The crazy thing is, though, like I told you on my last one, I'm like, there was no alert. The alert for me was just I need to go look this up again, because there was such an uptick in views on that episode. I'm like, why is everybody watching this? And then I went, oh, that's why.
But thanks for watching
on you, Google.
Right? For not updating. Come on.
Not telling me. But there really wasn't a lot of coverage. But, that's why.
Yeah, because you said it was just one local
news station. Yeah.
So, yeah, it needs to be put out there. And
yeah, it's crazy.
It's coming.
It's coming. In a couple of days.
Yes. Be there Thursday.
Yeah. Our themey music. It's by Patty Salzetta. And I mean, if anybody has any extra little something they've seen about, this case or any of the other ones we've covered, make sure you email us at steeped@holdmysweetie.com. And you can always message us on the socials, because we check that stuff all the time.
Absolutely. And we do a happy dance.
Yeah, every time we get something, we're like, woo, somebody talk to me.
We got interaction. Yay.
When you get interaction from people who actually worked a case.
Yeah.
Or a family member who
or somebody's like,
heard it. Or somebody who lived there during that time. Those are my favorite.
For sure.
Because the back and forth there is always really significant.
Yeah, because I got that on my Angela Freeman case. People were like, oh, I grew up in Petal, Mississippi. I knew her family and things like that. So they interacted, and I was like, that makes me feel so good about doing this case. Because,
and you get thank you for bringing it back up. So which is cool. That's the point.
Yeah,
is to bring it back up so everybody remembers, and the ones that aren't solved, hope that everybody keeps looking.
Yeah.
So
all you citizen detectives out there.
Yeah, and of course, share the link to this episode with your friends.
Please.
With your enemies.
With your frenemies.
With your frenemies.
Like, your cat might even want to listen. Like, come on.
I know.
They like podcasts.
My dogs watch TV, so
Yeah.
you put it on YouTube. Let them listen.
Right. Make them their own YouTube channel. Okay, you don't have to go that far.
No, just let them listen.
But Hold My Sweet Tea is, as always, a Drunken Bee production. Bzz. And you guys remember to stay safe out there. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping. Bye.
Bye.